For the past 2 days, I have been watching as many videos and reading as many descriptions about the secret of the Mimic demo at PAX West as I can. As I said in my previous video, it appears the demo has two levels: Manager's Office and the Chase. According to Dawko, FNAF, and various others who have played the demo, Manager's Office takes place in a factory filled with all sorts of new and weird animatronics.
What I saw was a ton of new animatronics. It felt like an animatronic and mascot costume warehouse. There were also a ton of other animatronics, like weird looking clowns. There was cardboard cutouts, all brand new characters. I swear there was a paper shredder animatronic.
After exploring some of the factory, which is filled with posters advertising Fredbear's Family Diner,
And there was a bunch of Fredbear's Family Diner posters scattered throughout the hallway.
you discover the box from the original reveal trailer
It's the box.
and meet Jackie. Jackie starts off harmless at first, but once you've progressed far enough, she forcefully frees herself from the box she is attached to, hence why she's ripped in half here, and begins to aggressively pursue the player.
The thing from the Jack in the Box that we saw in the trailer started coming down the hallway. It only lost its bottom half when it tugged itself through the doorway, and the bottom half of the box completely ripped away, and then it was just the clown thing itself.
This is the chase level, and after a series of near misses, Jackie finally corners the player in a vent, the vent breaks, and the demo ends. This description has filled me with so many questions that I feel like I'm going to explode. What do all these new animatronics in the factory look like? Who even owns this factory? Is this Jack-in-the-Box character the Mimic? Who are we even playing as? With not much else to go off of, I decided to look through the only place that could even possibly provide me with some answers. The two Tales from the Pizzaplex stories, the Mimic, and the Storyteller. Don't worry, this video is not about whether or not the Tales books are canon to the game's timeline or not. I am far too stupid to even have an opinion on that, though I'm completely open to either. Despite this, at the very least, there's still valuable information to glean from these two stories, as they do serve as the original origin for any interpretation of the Mimic character as a whole. In The Mimic, we learn about Edwin Murray, a single father and widower, who is struggling with severe financial difficulties. He lives in a 5,000 square foot factory with his son, David. Edwin is brilliant, but some of his creations receive complaints from customers for breaking down. Ultimately, he starts working for Fazbear Entertainment, building endoskeletons for their characters just to support his son. Knowing he can't always watch David, he builds an endoskeleton controlled with a custom AI to babysit for him as he tries to work. This endoskeleton, the Mimic, ultimately fails to protect David, who is hit by a vehicle while chasing a runaway ball, dying instantly. One day, the now mourning Edwin notices the Mimic behaving like his son, mimicking him, and, out of sheer rage, violently beats the endoskeleton before disappearing. Fazbear Entertainment ultimately seizes this factory, as Edwin is now missing, and the fate of the Mimic is left a mystery until 4 decades later when Edwin discovers its AI is now running the brand new Freddy Fazbear's Pizzaplex. With that context out of the way, we can start to make some theories. The most obvious connection between this story and Secret of the Mimic is that it's set in a factory filled with experimental animatronic characters. Again, I'm not going to claim either way whether the books and the games are in the same timeline, but narratively, this setting is basically identical. Whoever built the Mimic in the games, whether it be Edwin or a parallel, was likely the owner of this factory at some point. The factory is filled with promotional material for Fredbear's Family Diner, which is the company this factory was likely producing characters for. So, are we playing as this mysterious engineer who may or may not be Edwin? I don't think so. I think we're playing as someone else who has come to the factory for an unknown purpose, though I have an idea what that purpose may be. In the books, Fazbear Entertainment seizes the factory and everything in it, so what if we're playing as one of the Fazbear employees who went to this factory to repossess the company's property? As a typical Fazbear employee, we would have no idea what we're getting into, as there is now an agony-infused, sentient AI still hiding in this factory that the company does not yet know about. An AI that happens to be controlling an endoskeleton that at this point in the book's timeline does not have legs. If the Mimic has been trapped alone in this building, full of characters, who's to say it didn't start dressing up as them? My theory is that Secret of the Mimic is the story of a Fazbear employee who travels to the factory that the Mimic was built in, be it the same one from the Tales books or a very similar parallel, to repossess the animatronic characters. This employee is ultimately attacked by the Mimic, who, during isolation, has been disguising himself as the various characters throughout the factory. If I'm being completely honest, I think it would be neater to have the factory in the games have a similar, if not the same story as the one in the books, if all these other details are being kept as seen in the demo. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye!